Welcome to another video, guys. In today's video, I am making a cream of chicken casserole dish topped off with homemade biscuits. I'm starting off by sauteing my zucchini, and I'm going to let that get nice and soft. And once it is, I'm going to add my diced steamed potatoes, and I'm going to mix that a little bit with my sliced white onion. You want to cook this until the onions and the potatoes and the zucchini are nice and tender and the potatoes are starting to brown a little bit. Here is where you can add a little bit of your seasoning. I'm starting off by adding a little bit of salt, and then I'm going to give that a good stir to mix that in. And then in a minute here, you're going to see me add some more seasoning, which will be I'm starting off with some smoked paprika, and then I'm going to be also adding some garlic powder and some onion powder to this. You can add any seasonings you like and also any vegetables you like. This is just what I'm choosing to use for this dish. I'm going to give it a good stir to mix all those seasonings in. And then the next step is going to be to add, I have some pre-cooked chicken that I made. You can use already cooked chicken from Costco, whatever you like. And then I'm going to give that a good stir to mix that in. And I'm also going to be adding some Jimmy Jean breakfast sausage that I had left over. That was already pre-cooked. So again, I'm just going to add that in and give it a good mix. And here I'm adding cream of chicken soup. You can add cream of mushroom, cream of celery. You can add whatever you like here. I'm just choosing to add cream of chicken because that's what I had on hand. So I'm going to add that in. And I'm also going to add a little bit of heavy cream and a little bit of milk to this dish. You don't have to use either one of those. You can use just straight milk or whatever you like, or if you even want to add just water. But I add those two to add a little bit more flavor to the dish. Again, you don't have to do that. I just want to thin it out. Also, I'm using it to thin out the cream of chicken because I don't want it to be as thick as it is. So here I'm adding a little bit more milk because I found it to still be a little bit too thick. Gave it a quick stir. And now I'm going to add it to my casserole dish. And once you do that, you just want to get everything in there. And then you're going to spread everything out and make it nice and flat. And then the next step here is I'm going to be adding my homemade biscuits. I have a separate recipe for that. If you want to see how I made my biscuits, I will definitely be posting that coming up next. But here I'm just taking my biscuits and I am spreading them into little chunks throughout the dish until you get it nice and even, just like you see here. And I'm going to toss it in the oven at a temperature of 375 for about 20 minutes. Don't do what I did and forget to set a time. Mine went a little bit over than 20 minutes. Luckily I caught it just in time, but you see it's nice and golden brown. It actually came out perfect. So if you want yours a little bit less darker than this, then I'd say about 20 minutes. I left it for about 25. Look at that nice and golden brown biscuit topping. This dish was so delicious. Let me know if you try it.